5 years ago, I built a simple system, and that system not only kept me consistent, it's what's kept me training for 5 years straight. No breaks, no burnout, no motivation hacks, just design. And by the end of the video, I'm going to show you the exact system I built and how you can use it to stay consistent for the next 5 years of your own life. Because the truth is, motivation fails, but design doesn't. Working out can be one of the greatest gateway habits for building a higher quality of life. It not only builds your body, but it also trains your mind to do hard things consistently. And once you master consistency in one area, you can apply it to anything. Building a business, growing on social media, sticking to a nutrition plan, all of it. And for me, the single habit of working out has become the foundation for everything else. It's what's helped me marry my crush, start multiple businesses, finish a marathon, and buy my first house, all by the age of 24. But this system didn't appear overnight. In fact, it took me about 2 years to perfect it. And like every great change before it, it all started with a spark. When I went to college, I thought I could balance it all. Life, workouts, friends, classes, but I couldn't. And for the first time, I started skipping workouts. By spring break, I came home and I was out of shape, out of energy, and to be honest, I was just out of it. But then someone took a picture of me while I was at the beach, and later that night, I didn't even recognize myself. That was the spark. That was the moment I realized waiting wasn't an option anymore. Then the world shut down. The pandemic hit. And for the first time, I had a pause button. I dropped out of college, started chasing business, and started working out again. Gyms were closed, but that didn't matter. I was just using stuff I had at home. My parents were remodeling, so I used a bunch of 2x4s as barbells and cinder blocks as weights, and I just bench them or use them as do lunges with them. And this time though, I did something different than I've done before. Working out wasn't just gonna be something I did or just a hobby. It was going to be who I am. That's when I built my identity around being an athlete, and that has become the foundation of my system. Identity is the first element in my system and is probably the most powerful. What you believe you are becomes what you do. Anyone can say that I'm going to the gym, but the people who stay consistent, they know that they're athletes or bodybuilders or runners. They show up because that's who they are, not because they feel like it. I like to picture identity like a sculptor chiseling a statue. Your words are the design for the statue, the vision of what you're trying to create, but your actions, they're like the single strikes of a hammer and chisel that bring your statue to life, your identity to life. Eat fast food every day, you're carving out a statue of someone that doesn't care about their body. You scroll on social media after work endlessly, you're carving out a statue that doesn't care about their time. But if you train daily, you're carving into your statue discipline, patience, and strength. And sometimes you need something bigger than a small chisel stroke. Sometimes you need a master stroke. For me, that master stroke was signing up for a marathon. I'd never run more than 10 kilometers in my life, or 6.2 miles. But I paid for the race and I told everyone I was going to do the race. So I had to become a runner. 6 months later, I went from struggling to run a 5K to running 28.5 miles straight, which is 2.3 more miles than a full marathon. And that's a story for another day. But the challenge reshaped my identity faster than anything I had ever done before. If you're struggling to start, giving yourself a master stroke moment or a master stroke not a stroke, a master stroke. Give yourself one of those. Do something bold enough that you can't go back on, and it'll force your identity to catch up with your actions. Once your identity starts forming, the next element is environment. And unfortunately, you can't out-discipline a bad environment. Your surroundings will either support your goals or sabotage them. There are two different types of environments that matter. There's your physical environment and there's your social environment. The physical environment is everything you can see and touch. If you walk past a donut shop every day, you'll probably go in eventually. So let's flip that concept. Put your gym shoes by the door. Keep your workout bag in your passenger seat. Wear a watch that reminds you that you're an athlete. Every visual cue reinforces your identity. Your social environment might matter even more. When you surround yourself with people who train, you start to mirror them with their same habits and their same mindset. When I started, my brother and my friends started around the same time as me, and when one of us fell out of it, the other people in our group made sure that we got back into it. Even my family got involved. I actually bought them all a bunch of fitness trackers, and now we share our stats in a family group chat. That friendly competition keeps everyone moving. So engineer your environment to make the right choice the easy choice. The third element is addiction. The goal here is simple. Make the habit something you can look forward to. Because when you start out, this matters more than anything. Because if the process just doesn't feel good, you won't stick with it long enough to see any results. Here's how I did it. First, I upgraded my gym clothes. It might sound small, but confidence matters. When you wear something that makes you feel strong and capable, your mindset shifts instantly. You don't show up to an interview in pajamas, so why show up to the gym like it doesn't matter? Second, I chased progress. Hitting a PR can give you an instant dopamine hit. It keeps you coming back. But just be careful because injuries are instant motivation killers. Third, I made the gym social. I met people, had post-workout conversations, and just made friends who made training fun. Sometimes I'd test new lifts with them or train with them to mix it up a little. The more enjoyable you make the process, the more automatic it becomes. But even the most addicting habits can fall apart if they're too complicated. That's why simplicity has to be your secret weapon. Willpower runs out, but design doesn't. So remove as much resistance as possible. I work out first thing in the morning, not because I'm a natural morning person, but because I know that's when my willpower is at its highest. I don't even think about it, I just go. If you prefer evenings, that's totally fine. Just pick a time and just don't vary it, because no decisions mean no excuses. And yes, I train every day. People think it's crazy, but for me it's actually easier. When you work out daily, there's no debate about whether or not it's a rest day or not. You just go. It's just part of my life. And if I really need a break, I take an active rest day. So light stretching, walking, or light jogging, or just mobility work. That keeps my habit alive while still giving my body a reset or the rest it needs. I also keep my workout simple. Push-pull legs, repeat. The main reason why I use push-pull legs is because it hits each body part twice a week, and it's easy to remember, and there's no guesswork. Consistency loves simplicity. And here's the truth, you will fail sometimes. So that's why I created a plan B and plan C for myself. But my plan B is I show up, do the bare minimum, then I leave. My plan C, do some light stretching at home. Because showing up even halfway beats quitting every time. The last element is reward. And if consistency were a muscle, reward would be the protein that helps it grow. You need to feel good about showing up. Early on, I took progress photos every month, and I couldn't see the changes day to day, but when I look back much later, the difference was massive. Those photos reminded me that slow growth is still growth. I also rewarded myself with things that aligned with my identity. New running shoes, new lifting belt, and even my old favorite, pre-workout. When I used to use pre-workout with caffeine in it, I would use that caffeine as a reward for myself for showing up at the gym, because that's the main thing. There's actually real science behind that too. The shorter the delay between the behavior and the reward, the stronger the learning becomes. So give yourself small wins, especially at the start. I wear fitness trackers, both an Apple Watch and a Whoop, because they reward me with constant feedback and data. Every time I check them, I get a reminder that I'm being consistent. They keep me accountable. But I also share my workouts on Strava and sometimes social media, not to show off, but as a form of accountability. I don't even post my stats or my workout times. Just the fact that I showed up. Because progress isn't always linear, but consistency always counts. So here it is, my 5-element system for unbreakable consistency. Identity, decide who you are. Environment, build the world around it. Addiction, make it enjoyable. Simplicity, remove resistance. And reward, fuel your engine. This system has kept me consistent for 5 years straight. And if I lost it all and had to start all over again, I'd rebuild it the same exact way. I'd start by identifying as an athlete or bodybuilder or whatever, then engineer my environment and make it addicting with good gear and progress tracking. I'd keep it simple by going at the same time every day and reward myself for showing up. But the best part, this system applies to everything, not just fitness. Right now, I'm using the 5 elements to help grow my YouTube channel. Right now, I identify as a creator. My environment is full of editing gear and cameras. I make it addicting by investing in gear I love using. I keep it simple by posting 1 or 2 high-quality videos every week. And I make it rewarding by giving myself the rest of the day off once I finish all of my work. This is only my 2nd video, but I'm building this system the same exact way I built my body. 1 consistent day at a time. So if you made it this far, drop a comment below that says, I am an athlete or I am a blank. Because once you decide who you are, everything else becomes inevitable.